Hey, James G here with Tarpley Music in Fort Worth, Texas. But if you need to find us at any time, you can find us online at tarpleymusic.com. So something a little different today, very exciting. Another great Taylor guitar, but this is the AD26e Baritone. So essentially, what is a baritone guitar? Well, you'll see them in acoustics and electrics, and the most common tuning for that would be B to B. Okay, so it would be a fourth lower than your standard guitar. This one here is tuned to B to B. So other than that, same shapes, everything's a fourth down. So this is the Grand Symphony body. It's a good old big body, obviously, because you have much bigger gauge strings and lower sound, so you're going to need a bigger, rounder, lower bout down here that's going to give you a little bit more output than a Grand Auditorium, so you get the Grand Symphony body. This is a mahogany top, and then this is sapele back and sides, and it's all a matte finish, and it's really elegant. I love it. It's really, really pretty, and then the pickguard just pops on this as well. So the fingerboard here is actually smoked eucalyptus. It's not quite as good as brisket, but no, it's actually really close to like an Indian rosewood kind of sound and feel, and I love it. It fits this really, really well, and it's really kind of hard to tell, quite honestly. I wouldn't have even probably have guessed if I wasn't looking at the spec sheet when I was learning about it. So, the neck itself is also matte, and it is made out of mahogany, and there's 19 frets on this. Now, the scale length, when we're discussing scale length, of course, that's the measurement here from the nut to the saddle, and so it is a 27-inch, so your standard acoustic guitar is generally 25 or 25.5, so there's a little bit more scale length because you have to make up for those bigger gauge size strings. So really cool nickel tuning machines, and the buttons are nickel as well. And so this has a micarta wave saddle. So it's got a lot of time you'll have a compensated saddle that'll have the B string compensated to help the G, but this is actually wave, so it's helping the compensation of a couple of strings, and I would assume because of that bigger gauge and it's a longer scale length. But it's held really nice today while we're playing it, so it definitely holds very good tuning. So if you think about how low, so you're playing an E shape, you're actually getting a low B natural major bar chord. So really cool. There's a behind the saddle transducer, and of course there is adjustable sensors like in most of the Taylor's Expression system too. So this is a really great sound. I love it because it's right in between, like your standard flat top and like an upright bass. You kind of get a voicing in between there. You'll hear a lot of baritone electric guitars and funk bands, and you'll hear it a lot in country tunes. A lot of lead lines are actually on a baritone guitar. That's why it sounds a little bit lower. But to have an acoustic one, you can really feel real nicely between other instruments, and you'll hear that later because I do that in the mix portion. So let's get to miking this thing, and then we're gonna do some combination of mics and direct. And you can just hear how luscious and full this baritone sounds. All right, so we've heard this gorgeous thing on its own, but what's it going to sound like with the standard acoustic, a nylon, and some percussion? Let's find out. Hit it, boys. All right, so first of all, I really love baritone guitars. I actually have a baritone electric that I use in a lot of my recordings and country gigs and stuff like that. So I love the sound and feel of them, but what I really, really want in my arsenal is an acoustic baritone, and now I really know why. It's just this huge, luscious, velvety kind of tone just because of where it sits in the spectrum of things. And so I love it. And of course, this just sounds huge. It looks very classy. It's got a vintagey kind of look to it as well, but it feels really, really comfortable to play. It's really hard to tell that the scale length's even really that much different on baritones, in my opinion. Once you play it for a while, it's just, a little bit more under the fingers. But man, if you're really looking for an incredible sounding piece in your acoustic arsenal that really sits at a timbre and some things that you don't have, a baritone is really a way to go. So this, of course, they just nailed it in every aspect of the look, the feel, the sound. The woods they use, of course, are perfect for it. I think very warm, got a lot of beef to it. So and of course with that direct stuff, I wasn't even messing with. You get a treble and a bass both in a boost and a gain. I mean a boost and a cut. Right, so you have some EQing stuff that I wasn't even doing there. I was just doing everything flat EQ with and without the mic. So that's literally just the guitar coming right where you got everything right in the middle. So you have a little bit of playroom there also. So what's not to love about it? So I hope you loved listening to this thing. Get an interest in maybe hearing some. If you like funk stuff, and the Mark Lettieri actually has an album that he did called the Baritone Sessions, where he does a lot of cool baritone guitar work. If you listen to a lot of country, especially a lot of the 90s country, you'll hear a lot of baritone lines. So it's definitely out there. It's a really cool instrument, and my opinion, not used or played enough. So hope you loved this video. If you did, please hit that like for me there. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, obviously just do that. I'd love to have you on board with us. And we are dropping videos just all the time, all kinds of videos all over the map. We just keep growing. Love for you to grow with us. So if you would like to know as we drop more videos, you can just put the little bell there, turn on the notifications, and we'll see you on the next one.